Probably the biggest value that Tesla will have on the automotive industry is not the cars we make ourselves, but what we convince the industry can be done.
I am curious, I am creative, I am determined, and I am playful. My name is Damien Lukacu, and I am the author of my own story. The industrial design course at RMIT taught me the basic skills of design and sketching. I then learnt about the technology involved to make the models and the parts that are needed for design implementation. During my time at RMIT, I started working on a project which analysed the way we use taxis. I had to ask, what are people going to want for the next 10 or 15 years? Through my study at RMIT, I also started a placement with the Ford Motor Company. Now I work in the design department. My learning experience has actually turned into my dream job. Since then, I've developed the Unicab. This, I hope, could be the taxi of the future. It's a fully electric, environmentally friendly mode of transport that has been designed from the ground up, with safety and city living in mind. When designing the Unicab, I was able to take what I'd learnt in the classroom at RMIT and apply that to a real-world idea. Now, the Unicab is being considered by the Taxi and Limousine Commission of New York. If selected, there could be 26,000 versions of my design driving around one of the biggest cities in the world. It's funny to think that a guy from Melbourne could redefine the taxi and public transport in New York.
What I've done is design something that can be made by our skilled labourers. In the end, I've come up with a motorcycle. It's basically a self-sustained vehicle. You ride it, you crank up the wind turbine, it charges a battery bank, you tuck it back in, and then you keep riding.
Most people are familiar with the TIE fighters that appear in the Star Wars films. The Standard Fighter, the Advanced, the Bomber, and the Interceptor. But did you know that there are actually more than 50 different types of TIE fighters found in Legends? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about every single model used by the Galactic Empire. Since this is a Legends video, I won't be including some of the newly introduced canon models like the Mining Guild TIE or the new Inquisitor's TIE Advanced. Starting with the basics is, of course, the TIE Fighter. They were the standard starfighter of the Galactic Empire, and the template on which all the following variants were based. They were fast and maneuverable, but lacked shielding or hyperdrives.
Forget electric motorcycles. If a young Australian industrial designer gets his way, motorbikes could be running on thin air.
Last year I was in a design studio called EcoMoto with Simon Curlis, where we were presented the Engineer engine that's been developed in Melbourne, and we just had to basically design a motorcycle around that.
There are two mega trends. One trend is towards automation. The other trend is towards the shared society, as we see with Uber and Airbnb and others. And when those two trends converge and we have shared use of driverless taxis, that's going to have a huge impact.